Hello my good people and welcome back. This is Compass 009 and in this video we continue with section B. We've already covered section A and if you missed this, don't worry because I'm going to pin the link in the comment section. Kindly take your time and watch it first and then come back so that you can continue with section B. So section B has 80 marks. The questions are very challenging and therefore grab a piece of paper, calculator and a pen so that we can work together. So number 21 reads, contractor employed 30 workers to build a wall in 40 days. After working for 24 days, only half the wall is complete. How many more days will it take 30 workers to complete the wall? 2 marks. So this is rates of work. So I'm going to put here the way I taught you in section A. So reasoning method, here we have workers, can say maybe days, then the wall done. So we need 30 workers. So workers are 30. How many days? So they worked for 24 days. So 24 days. And then only half of the wall is complete. So here we put a half. So how many more days will it take 30 workers? So same number of workers, 30. Don't have the days to complete the wall. So kama half ni nusu. So to complete means it is 1. So we put here 1. So again we reason. So if 24 days, work done is a half. What about now the full wall? So you can see a half of the wall is done 24 days. What about a whole, the complete wall? So it will take more days. So you ask yourself between these two, which one is more? Of course, 1 is more. So we pick 1 over, here we have a half, which is 0.5. I can say 0.5 multiplied by 24. So we ignore this part, and ignore panini because you can see it is the same 30. So we don't use this part. So if we multiply these two, we'll see it is 48 days. So the answer is 48 days. But that is not the answer according to the question. So how many more days will it take 30 workers? So how many more? We outline this. So more inamaanisha, remember they have worked for 24 days and they'll need 48 days to complete. So more inamaanisha is the difference between the day they will take to complete the work and the day they have worked. So it will be 48 minus 24. And you can see they'll need 24 more days to complete the work. So very simple, you score those 2 marks. Part B, how many extra workers should be hired to complete the work on time? So to complete the work on time, they were to do it in 40 days. Remember, this was the timeline. So again, I'm going to say here we have workers and here we have days. Remember, there were 30 workers. They have worked how many days? 24 days. So they have worked for 24 days. And then half is done. So remember, our deadline is 40 days. So we subtract, they have worked 24 days. So 40 minus 24 get 16 days. So we need to know how many workers do we need for them to work for 16 days to complete the half of the work. So nusu imebaki days in 16. So ask yourself again, 30 workers, the job is done 24 days. What about workers hatujui ni wangapi? You need to do the job in 16 days. So you can see the days imepungua and therefore we need more workers. And therefore, between these two, each one is more. More is 24. So utachukua 24 over 16 multiplied by that. If you multiply these two, 24 divided by 16 times 30, you'll see it is 45. So we need 45 workers to complete the job on time. So 45 workers. But remember now, we have 30 workers. So we want how many extra? So we have 30 workers and we need 45 workers. So to get the extra, we subtract. So it will be 45 minus 30, which is, we get it, it's 15. So these are extra workers we need in order to complete that work on time. And you score those 2 marks. I hope you've understood. Do you have any questions? Let us know in the comment section. Number 22. A student was given 6,000 pocket money. He spent it in the ratio 1:4:5 on transport, food, and shopping. How much more did he spend on shopping than transport? So the ratio, this is sharing. So I'm going to write here 1:4:5. So transport, food, and shopping. So in transport, food, and shopping. So how much more did he spend on shopping than transport? So kazi yetu ni tufanye ya shopping. So shopping, because you're sharing the money, shopping can see ratio yake ni 5 over, una add yote 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 5, 10. Multiply by pesa ni ngapi? 6,000. So if you multiply that, you can see the answer, let us multiply together. 5/10 times 6,000, you'll see it is 3,000. So on transport, ametumia ngapi? On shopping, ametumia 3,000. Haya, kende ingine. So transport, ametumia pesa ngapi? The transport ratio yake ni 1 over, we add, over 10 multiplied by 6,000. So if you multiply that, we'll see it is 600. Ametumia 600 kama transport. So 600. So how much more? Again, if you hear more, so more is the difference between the two. So you can see shopping 3,000, transport 600. So how much more did you spend on shopping than transport? So you get the difference between the two. So it is 3,000 minus 600. You can see our answer is 2,400. We score those 2 marks. Number 23. A baker used 2/5 of sack of flour in the morning and 5/9 of the remainder in the afternoon. How much flour did the baker used in total that day? Very easy, fractions. Inaanza na morning, so I can say morning. Umetumia nini? Morning ni 2/5 of the sack. And then in the and 5/9 in the afternoon. So afternoon, 5/9 of the remainder. So andika hapa of the remainder. Very important. Mara tuandika hivyo ndio ukumbuke, you need to get the remainder. How do you get the remainder? So remainder yenye ilibaki hapa. So how do you get the remainder? Very easy. Pick these numbers. We have 2/5 here. Make it a fraction, so a whole number. So pick 5/5 minus 2/5. So to get the remainder, so remainder will be, you pick the denominator, make it a whole number. So that is 5/5, which is 1, minus 2/5. So if you subtract these two, you'll see it is 3/5. That is the remainder. So you want off. Off means multiplication. So we come here, we remove the remainder now, we put 3/5. So 5/9 multiplied by 3/5. So if you multiply this, you can see by 5/1 by 5/1. So hii na hii they'll cancel. By 3/1 by 3/3. So you'll see it is 1/3. So 1/3. So we continue with our question. Tujajibu swali. We come back. How much flour did the baker use in total that day? So your morning 2/5, afternoon 1/3. Get the total, we add. So it will be 2/5 plus 1/3. Very easy. So chukua calculator, just add. Mambo ya kusema sijui LCM, sijui nini, quickly add because you are allowed to use a calculator and get the answer. So it is 11/15. Alitumia 11/15 that day. So you get those 2 marks. Part B. If each sack cost 3,200 shillings, how much was the total cost of the remaining flour? So remember how do you get the remaining flour? So the remainder, tumesema aje, ametumia sasa 11/15 the whole day. To get the remainder, you pick the denominator, itakuwa ni nini? 15/15 minus 11/15 ndio upate the remainder. So the remainder will be 15 minus 11, which is 4/15. Now we need to get the costs. So we continue on the other side. So if each sack cost 3,200 shillings, how much was the total cost of the remaining flour? So we want to get the cost. Remember, this is the remainder, 4/15 of a sack. Remember, sack moja 3,200. So to get the cost of the remainder, cost will be very easy. It is 4/15 and a sack moja ni 3,200. So 4/15 times 3,200. If you multiply that, so 4/15 times 3,200, you'll see the answer is 853 shillings. So it is 853 shillings and 1/3. Or can just give us a decimal point, which is 853.333. So it is 853.333 shillings. So 853.33 shillings. That is the answer to number 2. We continue to number 24. In a school election, 4 candidates contested for the position of president. There were 2,000 registered voters, but only 90% of them turned up to vote. how many students cast their vote? So nasikia walikuwa 2000, lakini walikuja ni 90%. Taka tujue wale walikuja, now the number, here we have the percentage. So itakuwa very easy, just 90%. So 90% inamaanisha 90 per 100 multiplied by wale watu walikuwa registered 2000. So you multiply that, 90 over 100 times 2000, we'll see the answer is 1800. Sasa hao ndio walikuja kuvote 1800. We score those 2 marks. Part B. The first candidate got 200 more votes than the second candidate. The third candidate got 150 fewer votes than the second candidate, while the fourth candidate got 100 votes. How many votes did the winning candidate get? Take your time, you can pause the video, try to work out, and then come back and check the answer. It is very easy. You have to understand this. So unaangalia ile yenye imerudiwa sana. Unaona first candidate got 200 more than the second candidate. So hapo wamesema second. Na pia hiyo tatu, the third candidate got 150 fewer votes than the second. Kwa hivyo, going to make the second, tutumie maybe X or any other letter. So let the second candidate vote alipata for the second candidate, because unaona yeye ndio amerudiwa sana, to be X. Hatujui ni votes ngapi. Now we come first candidate. So first candidate itakuwa ni 200 more. Inamaanisha alimshinda na 200. So kama alimshinda, more we add. So itakuwa ni X plus 200. And then we go the third candidate. So third candidate, tuandikia hapa third, alipata 150 fewer votes than the second. So inamaanisha alikuwa na votes less, so ni 50. So itakuwa yake ni X and subtract 150. Then tuko na fourth, huyu jamaa mwingine hapa na 100 votes. Fourth ni 100 votes. So how many votes did the winning candidate get? So remember, ukiadd hizi zote, walivote watu ngapi? 1800. So we add all this is equals to 1800. So it will be, let's use another pen, it will be X ya kwanza plus X plus 200 plus X minus 150 plus huyu hapa na 100 is equals to total ilikuwa 1800. 1800. So add X plus X, 2X, 2X plus X, 3X. Sini kweli? Then add ingine, 200 minus 150, it is 50, 50 plus 100, 150. So 3X plus 150 is equals to 1800. This is positive 150, tenda right inakuwa negative, so subtract. So 3X itakuwa ni 1800 minus 150. Can see it is 1650. 1650. So to get X, divide by 3, divide by 3. So X ni ngapi? Can see X is 550. So X ni 550. Kumbuke ilikuwa X ni nani? Second candidate alipata ngapi? 550. So votes yake ni 550. But the question is asking how many votes did the winning candidate get? So we want the winning candidate. So the first candidate ndio huyu. So votes zake tutafanya aje? So X ni 550. So the winning candidate, tutasema it is X plus 200 and X is 550 plus 200. If you add these two, you'll see it is 750 votes. And therefore, this is the answer to our question. We score those 3 marks. Number 25. Evaluate. This is another very easy thing. So tunatumia board mass. Board mass inasema tuanze na bracket of division, multiplication, addition. So tunaanza na hii bracket na hii ingine. So pick a calculator, very easy. Divide those two numbers. In 5.2 divide by 0.6. Tutaandika tena to save time. Utapata hapo ni 42. So this is 42. Divide by, fanya hii ndani pia, multiply. 4.8 times 1.5. You'll see it is 7.2. So this is divided by 7.2. In here you have minus 12.3. So remember, we start with the division first. We divide these two. 42 divided by 7.2. We'll see it is a 5 over 6. Or you can say it is that 5 over 6. So this is that 5 over 6 minus 12.3. Then you subtract these two. The answer will be that 5 over 6 ilikuwa nini? That 5 divided by 6 ilikuwa ni 5 over 6 minus 12.3. You'll see the answer is negative 97 over 15. as in proper fraction, or you can say, or as a proper fraction, it is negative 6, 7 over 5. So negative 6 whole 7 over 15, sorry, 7 over 15. You can give any, you're going to get those 2 marks. But on 6, we continue. The population of a town was 30,800 in 2018. By 2023, it had increased by 12%. Find the population in 2023. Another very easy thing. So kama ni increase, tuna add from they have 2 ways. Tunaweza fanya zote. Tuanze na ya kwanza. We need to know what is the increase. So the increase is 12%. So increase, I'm going to show you both methods. Increase itakuwa 12%. Inamaanisha aje? 12 over 100 multiplied by 30,800. So 12 over 100 times 30,800. You'll see it is 3696. Hii ndio imeongezeka. Hawa sasa ndio wale wamezaliwa because hawa ni watu 3,696. Na walikuwa wangapi? Walikuwa hiyo. So we get the total. So the population 2023 you add. So the population will be population unaongeza walikuwa 30,800 wakaongezeka watu 3,000. So plus 3,696. So if you add, you'll see the answer is 34,496. So it is 34,496 people. That is the first way. Second way, ukiambiwa it has increased by 12%. Kama ni increase, we add 100. So the percentage becomes 112. So the population will be, tumesema kama ni increase, una add, so it will be 112, and 12% of 100 multiplied by 3,800. So if you multiply that one, you'll see that the answer is the same. So you'll see the answer is 34,496. So which one is the best? You can use any. Part B. If the town hospital can serve only 25,000 people, so hospitali za huko only accommodate 25,000 people, how many more people than the hospital's capacity will be there in 2023? Remember, now we have a population of 34,496 and our hospitals can only serve 25,000 people. So how wengine ni wangapi? That is what the question is asking. You need to interpret the question. So how many more? More is the difference between the two. So tuko na watu wangapi? Tuko na 34,496. Hospitali can only serve 25,000. So tujue wale ambao hawatakuwa served. Kama ni kitanda watapata. So you subtract the two. 25,000. You'll see it is 9,496. Sasa hawa ndio watakuwa served by that hospital. So 9,496 is the answer to part B. Number 27. A parcel of land has an area of 0.36 hectares. The owner subdivided into smaller plots of 600 meters square each. How many plots did he obtain? So first of all, you convert this into meters square. Remember, 1 acre or 1 hectare is equals to 10,000 square meters. So to about 0.36. Itakuwa meters ngapi? So you can multiply A times here. So it will be 0.36 times 10,000. If you multiply that, you will see the area 0.36 times 10,000. You will see it is 3,600 square meters. And now tuna divide into smaller plots. Sasa hii plot moja yetu kubwa ndio hii, tunagawanya into smaller plots of each measuring 600 meters square. So to get the number of plots, the number, just divide the two area. So it will be 3,600 divided by 600. Utapata plots ngapi? You will see utapata 6 plots. So utapata 6 plots. That is the answer to part A. Part B. He built a house on each plot and sold each at 3.6 million. How much money did he make from the sales? Get your answer in standard form. So ploti, remember tumepata ploti ni 6, kila moja imejengwa nyumba na nyumba moja ni 3.6. So the money, total amount, so the amount will be kamoja ni naziko 6, so itakuwa ni 6 plots times 3.6 million. So 3.6 million inamaanisha aje? 3,600,000. Inamaanisha hivyo. So 3.6 million, 3,600,000. So you multiply these two. So 6 times 3,600,000, you'll see it is, the amount is here. It is 21,600,000. So 21,600,000. We want the number in standard form. So remember, tulisema decimal point for a whole number iko huku mwisho. So tunahamisha how many steps we count. So from here, tunaanza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be 2.16 times 10. Tumeenda how many steps? 7 steps to the left. Remember, the sign is positive, and therefore the answer is 2.16 times 10 raised to power 7. We'll score those 2 marks. Number 28. A school keeps records of books borrowed by classes. Matrices below represent the number of English, Kiswahili, and science books borrowed. These are matrices. So allow me to put some brackets here so that these are matrices. These are matrices. Ikai poa lakini tutatumia hiyo. Find A plus B. So inamaanisha we add the two matrices. So naongeza A plus B, very easy. So A plus B, just pick the matrices the way they are. You add the respective elements. I know you know this, so allow me to jump that step so that we can add quickly and move on. So A plus B, una add A matrix na ingine. So una add the elements. Una add 6 plus 2. What is 6 plus 2? Ni nini? So unajua hiyo it is 8. Andika hapo 8. Then unakuja hapa. 8 plus 1. Nakuja nini? 9. Then unakuja ingine. 4 plus 5. Ngapi? 9. Aya, tushamaliza ya juu, tunaenda ya chini. 5 plus 4, 9. 3 plus 6, 9. 7 plus 3, 10. Therefore, A plus B ni 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10. 2 marks. Part B, work out B plus A minus C. Kwanza tunaanza na gani? Tunaanza na A minus C. Itabidi tufanye. So A minus C itakuwa ni matrix A minus matrix C. So what is matrix A? Ndio hapa 684. Matrix A ni 6, 8, 4. Alafu tuko na 537 minus matrix C. C ni nini? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. You can also try, put the value and try. We subtract the respective elements again. Literally add. Just do the same for subtraction. Una subtract the respective element. 6 minus 1. Napata ni 5. Andika hapo 5. Kuja hapa 8 minus 2 is 6. 4 minus 3 ni 1. Twende chini. 5 minus 0, it is 5. 3 minus 1, 2. Then you have 7 minus 2, 5. So napata marks ya A minus C. You'll get that 1 mark. Finally, we add B plus hiyo sasa. So remember, what was B? So B ni nini? So we can write maybe down here. So you can use another pen. So B ni 215. So tupate answer ni 215. Then here we have 463. 463. Now plus A minus C ndio hii hapa. Plus here we have 561 and 525. So we add again. So we add quickly. Let us add quickly. Tumalize hiyo. So we add 2 plus 5 ni 7. 1 plus 6, 7. 5 plus 1, 6. Twende chini. 4 plus 5, 9. 6 plus 2, 8, 3 plus 5, 8. That is the answer. So we score those 3 marks. Number 29 on linear inequalities. A company makes 2 products, M and N. Total number of products made in a day must not exceed 60. If X represents the number of product M and Y represents the number of product N, write the inequality representing this condition. So remember, we have 2 products, M and N. Tumeambiwa tutumie X is for M and N for N we use Y. Hizo product in a day zisipite ngapi? 60. Hiyo inamaanisha aje? Those products if you add them isipite 60 equals 60 kurudi chini. So we're going to say M which is X plus Y is less than or equal to 60. That is the inequality. So isipite 60, it must not exceed 60. So inamaanisha it can be 60 or less than 60. Tumesema less than 60 or it can be 60. Part B, represent the inequality graphically on the Cartesian plane. Very easy. So going to represent this. The first step is to change the inequality sign, put an equal sign. So we're going to say X plus Y, pale kuna inequality tunaweka equals 60, tunamake the equation. Take X to the left, tunabaki na nini? Y is equals to 60 minus X. So we make a table very quickly so that we can plot this. Make a table of values, yeah, X na Y. X hapo, Y hapo. So you can start maybe with 0. 0, you go to 10, you go to 20, go to 30, maybe even 40. So when X is 0, kiga hapa 0, 60 minus 0, Y ni 60. When X is 10, eka hapo 10, 60 minus 10, 50. When X is 20, tuona hapo ni 40. When X is 30, 60 minus 30, 30. When X is 40, napata hapo ni 20. Then now we go on our graph, we plot this, and then we shade. So let us go to our graph. Our graph is here, a very good graph. So we make a scale because tumeona ni 10, 10. We're going to make a scale quickly. So maybe here I can say kamoja haka kakwe 10, sindio? Hii ingine 20, hii ingine 30, hii ingine 40, 50, 60 and so on. So pia ya juu itakuwa the same. So hiyo ni 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hii maki kwa hapo na hii ingine tumalizia hapo kwa 60. Tupolota rakaraka. So tukuje back tuangalia. Tuko na 0, 60, 10, 50. So 0, 60 on the X 0, 60. So 0, 60. So X ni 0, Y ni 60. So 0 iko hapa because hapa tuko na 0. Then hapo tuko na 60. Haya, when X is 10, remember ilikuwa ngapi? 10 what? Nikumbushe. It was 10, 50. Shika pia hii 20, 40. Ndio kuuliza next. 10, 50. 10, 50. So 10, X ni 10, Y ni 50. Hii ingine ilikuwa gani? Do you remember? Soma nisikie. 20 kwa 40. Good. Then 30 kwa 30. 40 kwa 20. Na 50 hatuna, lakini maybe itakuwa kwa 10. I assume. So I'm going to join this. By using a good line. So remember, before I draw the line, remember for inequalities, when our inequality sign is this, I want to remind you this. When inequality sign is less than or equal, ama iko na greater than or equal, we use a continuous line. When the sign is less than or greater than, use a dotted line. Very important. So for us, you can see it is less than or equal, and therefore the line is going to be continuous. The line is continuous. So we go back. So use a continuous line. I pick my continuous line. Meweka pahali hapo. You pick my continuous line. Ilete ndio hiyo mmeiona. So and then I join the points to make a straight line. So that is my line. And then at the end, maybe call it a name. The name is Y. The line is called, remember the name? Y. Sorry, meenda watu sasa. Haleluya. Yaani kazi yote imepotea hivyo. Nimepotelea wapi sasa? That is bad. What has happened? I even don't know. Nimetoroga jameni. Sasa tena tuanze zero. Waje beja. Haya, tumerudi. Sorry for that. Ibidi nirudie behind the curtains. So this is our line. To join. Kama umenirumia, gonga that like, because sasa naona mateso tunapitia. So we join these 2 points, those 4 points. Then this is our line. A very nice line. So we are done with it. Now we need to know where to shade. So let us go back to our equation. Remember our equation was, our inequality was y x plus y is less than or equal to 60. So y is less than or equal to 60 minus x. So we pick any side, any point below the line or above the line. Can you pick any point? For example, you pick a test point. So it's something called test point. So test point can be below or above. For example, I can pick this. This point is below the line, 2020. So my test point is 2020. Where I have x, I put 20. Where I have y, I put 20. So 20 is less than, the sign is less than or equal to. So I put here 20 for x. 60 minus 20 is 40. So we ask ourselves, is 20 really less than or equal to 40? Kama ni ukweli, that is the wanted region. Don't shade it. Kama ni uongo, shade that side. So we know that 20 is less than 40. Chana na iko sign. So 20 is less than 40. And therefore, this is the wanted side. And therefore, una shade wapi? Una shade hii side ingine ya juu. Sawa sawa? So that is the unwanted side. Assume mwingine angechukua side ya juu, tutafanya zote ndio uelewe. So assume mwingine angefanya achukue point ingine yenye iko side ya juu. So mwingine aseme maybe achukue hii point kwa hapa. Hii siko side ya line, side ya juu, hii point. Soma hiyo. Hiyo ni 30, 40. So x ni 30, y ni 40. Substitute 2. So where we have y, you put 40. So 40 is less than or equal to, you have 60 minus x. 60, x yako ni 30. So this is 40 is less than or equal to 60 minus 30 is 30. So is 40 really less than 30? That is not true. 40 is greater than 30 and therefore this side is not true and therefore we shade that side. Ndio mtu anaangalia to know side utashade. Sawa sawa? I hope umeelewa. We continue back to our question. Tumepata hizo marks 5, 1 plus 4, 5. We are good to go to number 29. 29 mambo ya pesa. A man takes a loan of 500,000 from a bank at a compound interest rate of 12% per annum. Repayable after 2 years. He says the money uses the loan to buy a second-hand car worth the same amount. And therefore the car depreciates in value to the rate of 15% per annum. Part A, calculate the total amount he has to repay to the bank at the end of 2 years, 2 marks. Part B, find the value of the car at the end of 2 years and then financial loss. So tunafanya ya kwanza compound interest. Kama unajua formula compound interest, it is the easiest. So we know that compound interest formula is amount is equals to principal into brackets 1 plus r over 100 raised to n, where n is the number of years. So the amount will be the principal ni pesa amekopa 500,000. So pale kuna p eka 500,000 into brackets 1 plus r ni rate. Rate ni ngapi? 12%. So na maana tutasema 12 over 100. You raise to n. N is the number of years. Nalipa after how many years? 2 years. Sawa sawa. So mtu anazanga na hii ndani, what is inside the bracket? So unachukua 1 plus 12 over 100. So 12 over 100 unapata ni nini? It is, ukifanya unapata ni 1.12. And then you raise to power 2. So you square. Napata your answer. The whole answer multiplied by 500,000. Don't round off. Multiply by 500,000. You'll see the amount is 627,000. So amount is 627,200 shillings. So that is the amount atalipa after 2 years. Kama ujui hii formula, utafanya ile ingine ya each year. First year fanya 12% hii pesa and then una add Then na second year 12% hiyo pesa uli add, utapata bado the amount is the same. So because I know this formula, it tumefunza grade 9 and therefore you can use this formula. Part B, find the value of the car to the end of 2 years. So gari inafanya aje? Ina depreciate, inamaanisha bei yake inateremka. So amount, formula ni same hii. So formula ni same na compound interest amount is equals to P into brackets 1. Hapa pale tuko na plus because ina depreciate, bei inateremka. Now we put minus. Sawa sawa. Seke plus minus bei inateremka. So R over 100 raised to N. Again, N is the number of years. So akanunua gari. Kwa hivyo gari ilikuwa pesa ngapi? It was worth the same amount. Worth amount ngapi? 500,000. Therefore the principal is 500,000. So you need to say it is 500,000 into 1 minus, in appreciated the rate ya gari ni nini? 15%. So 15 over 100. Then we want at the end of 2 years again. So N is equals to 2. So the power is 2. So amount will be, fanya hiyo ya ndani, naanza na ya ndani kwanza. So 1 minus 15 over 100. Upata ngapi? Raised to power 2 square. The whole answer, don't round off, multiply by 500,000. You'll see it is 361,250. So the amount is 361,250 shillings. So that is the amount of the car, the value to the end of 2 years. You can see, I know 500,000. Imekuja 361, ina depreciate, haipandi. Kupanda inaitwa appreciating. Part C, determine the financial loss he makes after 2 years. So hii ni hasara atapata. So hasara tunapata aje? The financial loss, alikopa pesa, anafaa alipe kwa bank, ndio hii. Usisahau, anafaa alipe hii pesa. Na gari yako nayo, pesa yako nayo, gari yenye yako nayo, pesa iko nayo ni ngapi? 361. So what is the financial loss? Is the difference between the two. So the financial loss will be the difference between the two. So tujue ulipata loss ya pesa ngapi. So anafaa alipe, jamaa kuna deni 627,200, kanunua gari, bado anunue shamba, gari imeteremka bei ni 361,250. Sasa jamaa kuna hasara. So we subtract the two, utapata ni anapata financial loss ya 265,950. So 265,950. Can see hajapata profit. This is what we call financial loss. We get that one mark. But that one again, we continue. I hope you are following keenly. Usichoke, don't get tired. A car dealer bought 6 cars at 800,000 each. He sold 4 of them at a profit of 20% and the rest at a loss of 5%. Find the total cost price of the 6 car. Very easy. So moja ni 800,000 amenunua 6. So total cost. The cost will be just multiply. Maths is very, very easy. Kielewa 6 times 800,000. So we multiply the two. You'll see it is 4 million. Cost ya hizo gari zote ni 4,800,000 shillings. You get those 2 marks. Part B, calculate the dealer's total profit or loss. Taka tujue kama alipata profit ama alipata nini? Loss. So tuanze hapa. He sold 4 of them at a profit of 20%. Kama ni profit, remember we add from 100, we had 100, so inakuwa 120. Na kama ni loss, we subtract 100 minus 5, inakuwa 95. So tuanze na for the focus. So selling focus, alipata pesa ngapi? So selling focus for cars. So moja, so 20% profit, kama ni profit tuna add. So ni 120 over 100 times, moja linunua 800,000, sisahau 800,000, tutoe line kwanza, sorry for that, and then you multiply by how many cars? Times 4. So fanya hiyo hesabu, 120 over 100 times 800,000 times 4, gari ni 4. Utapata ni 3,000. Aliuza, pesa itakuwa ni total cost is 3,840 shillings. Hiyo ni ya selling focus. What about the 2 cars? So for the two cars, selling price for the two cars will be 5%. So remember, kama ni loss una subtract. So inakuwa ngapi? 95 over 100 times moja ilikuwa 800,000 times gari ni ngapi? 2. Haya, tufanye hiyo times 800,000 times 2, gari ni 2. So ni 1 million. Alipata ngapi? Alipata 1,520,000. So we can add these two. So if you add these two, total money yenye alipata, amount yote alipata, you add these two. So amount yenye alipata from selling the 4 cars and the 2 cars itakuwa ni 3,840,000 plus here juu 1,520,000. So if you add 3,840, unapata the answer is 5 million. So amount alipata from selling those 6 cars is 5,360,000. Sasa tunataka tujue kama alipata profit or loss. Remember, alikuwa amenunua pesa ngapi yote? 4,800,000. So to get the amount, so we subtract the 2. Where do we work now? Tumejaza kila pahali. Lakini sijali. So make sure in exam you write well. So tufanye tu hapo. So it will be the difference between the two. So the profit will be, amepata pesa ngapi? 5,360,000. Subtract pesa yote ilikuwa ni 4,800,000. So subtract these two, you'll see anapata 560,000. So that is the profit. 560,000. So this is a very good business. You can start also. Kama iko na 560,000 profit, then it's a good business. So for number that one, the answer tushamaliza part A and B. We continue to number that 2. Hii ilishinda wengi sana. Ilishinda wengi. Sijui kama wewe itakushinda. A cylindrical tank of radius 14 centimeters and height 60 centimeters is filled with water. A solid metallic sphere of radius 7 centimeters is fully submerged into the water. Find the volume of water displaced. So hapa tuko na cylinder, kuna maji imejaa, alafu wanaweka ndani another sphere. You know that ukiweka kitu ndani ya maji, maji yanapanda juu. Kwa nini? Because that object displaces its own volume. So the water displaced is the volume of the sphere. Tunajua volume ni nini? So volume of a sphere, tuanza na hiyo volume is equals to ya sphere sasa 4/3 times pi r cubed. So this will be 4/3 times pi 22/7 multiplied by r, radius ni 7, so times 7 cubed. So chukua calculator, fanya hiyo 4/3 times 22/7 times 7/3. So unapata the answer is 147. So the volume of the sphere is, or the water displaced is 1437 and 1/3 cubic centimeters. So 1437 whole and 1/3. Or you can say it is 1437.33. So this is the answer to part A. Part B, find the new height of water in the cylinder. So find the new height of water in the cylinder. Now, need to get the new height. Remember, I'm going to draw a sketch here. Already, for example, assume cylinder ndio imefika hapo. This is the volume of water in the cylinder. Then to make a spherical ball. Spherical ball huja ukaiweka hapo ndani. Maybe if I use a different color, it will be better. So allow us to use a different color so that you can visualize this, because I know wengi hawatashika hii. So this is a spherical ball inside, and then the level of the water is going to rise because this sphere iko na volume yake. So utapata maji itaongezeka. So maji itaongezeka, utapanda kwenda juu. That is true. So maybe somewhere there. Now you want the new height of the water in the cylinder. First step is to get the volume of the cylinder. Volume ya cylinder ni nini? So volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So what is pi? Pi 22/7. What is the radius? Radius ya cylinder ni ngapi? 14. So it is 14 squared multiplied by height. Wote imefika wapi? 60. So multiply by 60. So you'll see that the volume of the cylinder is 2 all over 7. Just work together. Times 14 squared times 60. We'll see it is 36,960. So it is 36,960. So it is 3,000. Sorry, that's 6,000. That's 6,960 cubic centimeter. Now we need to get the total volume in this cylinder. So remember, maji imeongezeka. So volume yetu itakuwa ni nini? Ni volume ya maji ilikuwa plus volume ya hii sphere. So total volume in that cylinder, the volume in the cylinder, total volume, we add the two. It will be 36,960. Hope you are following. Plus we add ilikuwa ya sphere ndio hii 1437/3. 1437 and 1/3. So what is the total volume? Total volume will be 1437 and 1/3. Utapata ni 38 3 and 7. So it is 38 3 and 7 and 1/3. That is the total volume in this cylinder. But that is not the answer. Now you want the new height. Remember, the cylinder is the same. And what is the volume for a cylinder? You know that volume of a cylinder. So volume of a cylinder, volume is equals to pi r squared h. The cylinder is the same, inamaanisha radius ni same. Kitu imechange ni nini? Height. And the volume kwa hapa ndani sasa ni hii yote. So we're going to equate to get the height. We're going to say, we have volume, we put now this one. So 38 397, 38 397 and 1/3 is equals to pi 2 all over 7 times radius. Radius ya cylinder imebaki ile ile 14 squared multiplied by our height. We're going to multiply on the right. 22 over 7 times 14 squared nakuja 616. So we can say here we have 38 393 1/3 is equals to 616h. 616h. So to get height, we divide by 616. Divide here by 616. So our height will be, take your calculator, 38 393 and 1/3 divided by 616. You'll see our new height is 62.32. So our new height is 62.326. You can say 0.33 centimeters. So this is our new height. That is the answer to part B. Hope you've understood how we have arrived at this answer. We continue to number 33. Two towns, P and Q, are 540 kilometers apart. A bus leaves P for Q at 7 a.m. at a speed of 90 kilometers per hour. At the same time, a car leaves Q for P at a certain speed, X kilometers per hour. They meet 300 kilometers from Q. Find the time when they meet. 3 marks. I'm going to draw here. I'm going to draw a sketch. I hope you are done with this part. Allow me to wrap this part so that we can work. So I'm going to wrap this so that we can quickly solve number 33. So this is on distance and speed time. Another very, very challenging but easy. Kielewa inakuwa very easy. You can pause the video, try, and then come back to confirm if you know how to work out this. So can draw a sketch. So we have two towns, P and Q. So it is good to have a sketch. So here I have town P, town Q. Distance is 540 kilometers. So from here to here is 540 kilometers. A bus leaves P for Q at 7 a.m. So hii imetoka 7 a.m. inaelekea huku kwenda Q. Na speed yake ni 90 kilometers per hour. 90 kilometers per hour. At the same time, kwa inamaanisha pia ilitoka saa ngapi? Saa moja. So pia ilitoka 7:00 a.m. and then ikaelekea leaves Q for P, inaenda towards P at a certain speed. Speed ya hii ni x kilometers per hour. Tujui what is the speed. They meet 300 kilometers from Q. So inamaanisha from Q hadi hapo ni 300 kilometers. So another pen. So from here maybe wale meet hapo somewhere. Hii imetembea 300 kilometers from Q. Hivi inamaanisha from P to where they met to subtract. Yote ni 540 na hii ni 300. So inamaanisha hii imebaki P will travel to 40 kilometers. Ndio zikapatania hapa. Part A inasema find the time when they meet. So remember for P, hii inatoka P, tuko na speed yake, tuko na distance. So what is time? Time is distance over speed. Very easy. Distance ni 240 kilometers over speed yake 90 kilometers per hour. 90 kilometers per hour. If you divide that 240 divided by 90, you will see it is 2 over 3 hours. So it is 2 and 2 over 3 hours. We'll convert this into minutes. So this is 2 hours. And how many minutes? So it is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So exchange hii ni 2 hours. 2 over 3 times 60, tupata ni 40 minutes. So we'll get the time. So the time will be, so time unaongeza. Ilitoka saa moja na imechukua 2 hours 40 minutes. So itafika saa ngapi? 7 plus 2 is 9. So time tanika tu kila pahali, bora uelewe time itakuwa ilitoka 7 am, imechukua 2 hours 40 minutes. Kwa hivyo una add, ilifika saa ngapi? 9:40 am. So that is the time they will meet. 9:40 am, 2 marks. Part B, determine the value of x. So x is the speed ya hii ingine imetoka Q. So remember, tuko na distance ndio hii, na pia tuko na time taken to meet, because zilipatana saa 3 na 40. So time is the same. So we know that speed equals to distance over time. So speed will be, distance ni 300 now. It may travel 300. Hope you're following. Sorry for that. Sasa kone imeanza kuchoka. 300 over, what is the time? Time is 2 over 3. So remember it was 2 hours and 2 over 3. 2 over 3. I hope you can see. Kwa sasa mambo imekuwa 2 over 3. So 2 hours 2 over 3. So if you do that kindly, so 300 divided by 2 over 3, you'll see the answer is 112. So the speed, so x is 112.5 kilometers per hour. So we get those 2 marks. We continue to number 34. A Kenyan bank quotes the exchange rates as follow: buying 1 USD 128, selling 1 USD 133. A tourist change 800 USD into Kenyan shillings. How much will he receive? Another very easy on exchange rates. So remember, you are changing. So I tell my students these two mnemonic for Kebu, and Kefose. Does it make sense to you? Hii ni kusaidia tushike for Kebu and Kefose. So when you're changing foreign to Kenyan, we use buying. Sawa for Kebu, foreign Kenya, buying. Kefose, Kenyan to foreign, we sell. So tuna change USD to Kenya. So ni foreign to Kenya. So tunatumia buying. So we come here on buying, tunatumia sasa hii ya buying. Tasema 1 USD. Sasa ile tu kufanya ni very easy. 1 USD ni pesa ngapi ya Kenya? 128 shillings. What about tuna change ngapi? 800 USD. So what about 800 USD? Tutakuwa pesa ngapi ya Kenya? So in a cross multiply, itakuwa 800 times 128 over 1. So it will be 800 times 128 over 1. So 800 times 128 over 1. So you can multiply, itakuwa nini? 800 times 128 over 1, napata ni 1 or 2, 400. So it is 102,400 Kenyan shillings. Sasa kuandika Kenyan shillings. So hapo kuna space, andika Kenyan shillings. You score those 2 marks. Part B, he later spent 64,000 on tours and converted the balance back to dollars. How many dollars did he receive? So amekaa Kenya, akaenda Nairobi, Mombasa, akawa enjoy, akatumia 64,000. I remember pesa ya Kenya alikuwa na ngapi? 102,000. You need to get the remaining. So the remainder yenye ilibaki alikuwa na 102,400 minus ametumia 64,000. Yeah. So na subtract hizo mbili, 64,000, you'll see it is 38,400. So alibaki na 38,400 Kenyan shillings. Jamaa alikumbuka kuna familia, hakutumia pesa yote. 38,400 shillings ndio alibaki nayo. So hii aka convert back now to USD, arudi nayo kwao. So remember, nimekwambia from Kenya to foreign, because anataka kuchange now from Kenyan shillings to dollars. So utatumia nini? Selling. So you come here on the column of selling. Maybe you can write here, you say 1 USD, 1 USD. Pesa ngapi ya Kenya? It is 133 when selling now, 133 Kenyan shillings. What about 38,400 Kenyan shillings? So pali ya shillings unaweka chini ya shillings. So usiweke hapa. So 38,400 Kenyan shillings itakuwa pesa ngapi in dollars? So hapo hatuna. Cross multiply. So itakuwa ni, maybe you can write here, itakuwa ni 1 USD, can write it in USD, no problem, times 38,400 Kenyan shillings. Ndio uone vile ina cancel vizuri. Over, hii inaenda chini. So inakuwa divide by 133. 133 Kenyan shillings. So Kenyan shillings na hii ina cancel. Then 1 times 38,400 is 38,400 and divide by 133. So if you divide, you'd see it is 288. It is 288.72 United USD dollars. So it is 288.72 USD. So ukiangalia swali the the nearest shilling or dollar, hivyo unaweza achia hapo 288.72. You'll score those 2 marks. But at 6, we continue. A line L1 passes through, do you a point, and another line L2 perpendicular to L1 passes through point 2, -2 and T6. Determine the value of T. Determine the value of T. You can see these questions are not that easy. It has a lot of working. Tutafanya. As always, we don't have a choice. So the first step is to get the gradient of line L1. So L1, gradient yake. So in gradient is changing y by changing x. So in x, in y, x, y. So utaanza na hii point, utaanza na hii pili. I prefer using the second point. So changing y by changing x. So itakuwa ni nini? 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 over, tunarudi hapo, usianze tena hapa -3, hapana. Kama ulianzia hii, anzia huku. Tukuja kwa x. So x ni 5 minus kuja hapa -3. Hope you can see. So fanya hiyo, 8 minus 4, it is 4 over 5 minus -3 inakuwa plus, minus inakuwa plus, 5 plus 3, 8. Then simplify this by 4, 1 by 4, 2. So the gradient of line L1 is 1 over 2. I get a mark for that. Another line L2 perpendicular to L1. Kwanza tunafanya hii. Perpendicular inamaanisha aje? The gradient M1 times M2. Nilikuwa nimekuonyesha hiyo section A. M1 times M2 is equal to -1. So to get the gradient of the second line, here we have M1. So it is a half times M2 atuna, second gradient, equals to -1. So to get M2, you can remove this fraction, times 2 over 1 both sides. So multiply here times 2 over 1 times 2 over 1, tubaki na M2. So the gradient of the second line itakuwa ni -2 over 1, which is -2. Mfanye vile nilikuonyesha, tulisema kama M1 ni, for example, kama M1 ni a half and perpendicular, then M2 nachukua reciprocal, itakuwa ni 2, then change the sign. So inakuwa kama ni positive, inakuwa negative. I hope you can remember. So M2 is -2. Now what do we need? Bado haijaisha. So you work down here on the graph. So here we have the points. Tuko na point hapa 2, -2 na t6, na tunajua gradient yake tuko nayo, it is -2. Now we can work out. So we can start maybe with, so we have the points here 2, -2, point ingine t and 6, na gradient is -2. Shapata gradient is -2. So remember, changing whenever changing x is equal to the gradient. So 6 minus -2, 6 minus -2 over t minus 2 is equals to -2. So minus minus inakuwa plus, 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 over t minus 2 equals -2. You can remove hii hapa chini. So hii you multiply by what you have on the right. Very easy. So I remain with 8 is equals to -2 into bracket t minus 2. Open the bracket. So 8 is equals to -2 times t, -2t, -2 times -2 plus 4. Take plus 4 to the left, inakuwa -4. So 8 minus 4 is 4 is equals to -2t. I want t, so I divide here by -2 by -2. Very easy. I can see t is equals to 4 divided by -2. So t is equals to -2. And you score those 2 marks. You can see they're very mean in the marks. If I equal 2 marks, you can a lot of working. And therefore, but don't worry, the answer is -2. Number 37, because of time, allow me to skip number 37. For to show a graph, it will take a lot of time, but it is very easy. So it is enlargement. You need to do a video on this, on how to enlarge. Therefore, kindly, is the question. You can just copy it somewhere on your book. Try it. If you have any problem, let me know in the comment section. So number 37, allow me to skip it. We continue to number 38. You're almost done. 38 pia nyingine hapo iko na mambo. The following are marks scored by 24 learners in mathematics tests. Find the range. So range inamaanisha aje? Tunachukua the highest marks minus the lowest. So that is what we call range. So range inachukua marks mingi minus marks kidogo. So unaangalia hapa. Gani mingi? Unatumia macho sasa. Unajua sasa tuko wengi, we can see gani kwa mingi. Is it 40? Mimi naona kama ni 40. Kama nimekosea useme. You can see it is 40. So the range is 40. Inafika ndogo, ile max ndogo, ule alipata ndogo ni ngapi? You can see we have 11. Kuna ingine ndogo. Confirm. So 40 minus 11. So una subtract upate hiyo 40 minus 11 bila ngapi? 29. So the range is 29. We score 1 mark. Part B. Draw a frequency distribution table with a class width of 5. So class width yetu ni 5, 5. And the first class being 10 to 14. So tuanza na 10 to 14. So tutaandika hapa hizi ni nini? Hizi ni marks. So maybe I guide you and then ufanye yako, tuambie kama ulimaliza. Because mimi sasa hapo nitakosa kuona vizuri. Marks and then maybe draw a line, a straight line. You see straight. So you can use a ruler to draw a straight line. So marks. That one is better. Let me try it the last time. Yes, that one is better. So marks. Then here we have the frequency. So you write frequency, F. So you can write in full frequency. Niambia mara ngapi. You count how many numbers are there. Frequency. So we make this table, very simple table. We start with, umesema tuanze na first class being 10 to 14. So 10 to 14. We count, is the class with 5, yes, count 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So to get the next class is very easy. Add 2 5 hapa. 10 plus 5 ni 15. Then 14 plus 5 to 19. Alafu ya pili ya tatu pia una add 5 hapa. 15 plus 5 itakuwa 20. 19 plus 5 24. Then endelea, add hapa 5 itakuwa 25 to 29. Endelea, add 5 itakuwa 30 to 34. Finally, add 5, 35, 35 to 39. And then now count. Numbers zenye iko between 10 and 14, unaandika ni ngapi? Hiyo kazi ni ngumu. We'll try at your own time. Mimi nitafanya moja and then I give you as an assignment. So 10 to 14, let us count together. Tuanze na gani? 10 to 14. Hii ni moja, si ndio? 1. Ya pili 2. Ya tatu 3. 10 to 14, utafuta hizo namba. 10 to 14, 10 to 14. Kwa mwingine hapa 10 to 14. So ni 1, 2, 3, 4. So frequency naandika ngapi? 4. 15 to 19, hesabu andika hapo. Hesabu andika hapo. I know you can do that. Then you score those 3 marks. Hiyo ni kazi rahisi. Fanya hiyo assignment tuambie kama utaweza. Number 40, one probability. I know you'll do that one. Number 40, because you are very good students. Number 40, a bag contains 6 red, 5 green, and 4 yellow balls. A ball is picked at a random without a replacement. Without replacement. Inamaanisha aje? Unachukua ikienda. Haya. Part A. Find the probability that the ball is green. The probability of picking a green ball, very easy. Probability of picking a green ball, you can use G for green. You count how many green balls do we have? Tuko na 5. Over zote ni ngapi? Una add 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15. It is 5 over 15. You can simplify by 5, 1 by 5, 3. It is 1 over 3. Part B. Find the probability that the ball is not yellow. Inamaanisha aje? The ball, it can be red or green. So it can be red or green. So not yellow. Probability of picking a yellow ball. Natufanya ya yellow. Yellow ni ngapi? Probability of picking a yellow ball. Yellow ni 4. You have 4 yellow balls. So itakuwa 4 over total is 15. So not yellow inamaanisha it can be tumesema red or green. So and we know that probability ukiadd zote is equals to 1. So ukitaka kupata hiyo nyingine not yellow, probability of picking those two, picking green or blue, ama ni gani? Green or red. Green or red itakuwa ni 1 minus 4 over 15, because we know that probability ukiongeza all the numbers, all the sum is equals to 1. So 1 minus 4 over 15 napata ni nini? It is 11 over 15. So probability of picking a ball which is not yellow, it is 11 over 15. And therefore, that is the answer to part B. Thank you so much for following along. Let me know if you have any question or any request, a paper you want us to revise, and I'm going to do it. Don't forget to like this video and also share to your friends and subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.